Hi, my name is Steve Wentzel, and I'm here with my mom, Ruth Eleanor Wentzel, used to be Schwantz, maiden name, and we're here in my house in Napoleon, Ohio. We have a Christmas gathering with all the grandchildren and children, so we thought this would be a good time to just talk with Mom a little bit and have her share some experiences. The date is December 30th, Tuesday, 2025. So, I guess we could start here. Mom still lives in a condo by herself here in Napoleon, and you want to tell us when your birthday was to start us off?
Well, I was born on September 6, 1928.
And you're how old?
I'm 57 years old.
How many? You're not 57, 97.
I have to get myself all together here.
Yeah, okay, 97.
Yes, I am 97.
Okay, well, tell us where you were born.
I was born in South Branch, the southern part of Minnesota.
And so most people probably don't know, I don't even know if South Branch is around anymore. Is that
No.
a town, or what is South Branch?
It's a community, just a community. It had a little store, and it had a church and a school,
And that was it.
and that was it. That was South Branch.
And were you born in a hospital, or?
No, I'm sure not. I can't vouch for that. But no, our whole family was born at home.
Born at home.
Mhm.
So did a doctor come to?
I doubt it. We had there was a woman in the community, an old woman. Her name was Mother Donoff.
Okay, yeah. So mutter means mother.
Mother, yes.
All right.
And she would take care of everyone who was expecting a baby and bring the child into the.
Okay. So you were born in your house, and a neighboring grandma did the delivery.
That's right.
Yeah, times have changed, right?
Right.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I had 11 brothers and sisters.
Okay. What can you share some things about your brothers and sisters, or?
Well,
Yeah.
I remember very little until the time my mother died when I was going on 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember a lot of the time before that, but after. Well, we just grew up.
Mm-hmm.
We were pretty much responsible for ourselves, and generally got along quite well.
So the older kids were your brothers,
Yes,
right?
yes.
What about your brothers?
I had my oldest brother really kind of took charge of the house and of our family. Like one of my sisters his name was Martin, and one of my sisters always said, Martin thinks he's the boss, but he's not. So
Okay.
Martin was the one who told us what we could do, what we shouldn't do, and
I thought Esther did that.
Esther was the one who did the cooking and just generally taking good care of us.
Okay, she's another older sister, right?
She was the oldest sister, and just the kindness, I remember the kindness and her care for all of us. You know, she was just ready for high school. I don't know if she would have gone to high school.
Mm-hmm.
But that was her age, and she just took charge of our 11-member family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
What about your dad? 'Cause he was still living.
yes, he was, but he was really not in the picture very much, and I have never understood why exactly. But I think perhaps my mother was sick for only a few days. She had what was called a carbuncle on her back, and then got sepsis
Mm-hmm.
and died within just a day or two.
Mm.
And so that left my dad with a family of 11, And I just think perhaps it was something more than he could fathom,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of took himself out of the picture a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Martin took care of us a lot.
So as your brothers and sisters grew older and left home, was there a time when you were kind of in charge then? You know, you were what, number 8, right?
Yes.
So.
Well, I was the first one in my family to go to high school. And when I finished, and there were sisters above me who took care of the house, the cooking and so forth. And so the day after I graduated from high school, it was my turn to take over the house and the family and the cooking and all of that. And 2 of my older sisters, they lived in my time, they called them hired girls. Well, today we wouldn't
Call them a hired girl today.
We wouldn't refer to them as hired girls, but they would work for other families, so they were not at home very much.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I graduated from high school, Loretta got married, and then it was my turn.
And what kind of things did you have to do?
Well, I had to do all the cooking, the washing, the ironing, cleaning. I mean, just,
Did you have a favorite dish that you used to make?
oh, no.
No.
I just remember making scrambled eggs. We had scrambled eggs a lot.
Because I'm sure you had chickens, right?
Oh, yeah, we had chickens. We had all the farm animals.
Yeah.
And that was our source of food, a big garden.
What kind of chores did you have to do when you were younger?
Well, we had to feed the chickens, for one thing, and like get in wood for the stove.
Who chopped it up?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but just generally.
So I gotta go back to the stove. Was the stove for cooking or for heating the house?
Oh, for cooking and heating the house both.
Okay.
We didn't have a furnace.
You didn't have a furnace?
No, we just had, stoves, separate stoves that sat like in the front. We called the front room. And
So you had a couple stoves in the house?
Yeah.
Burned wood.
yeah.
Did you have running water?
Oh, no,
No.
no,
So no bathroom?
no
Well,
bathroom.
no bathroom inside.
No bathroom inside, and we did not have a telephone.
No telephone.
Till a short time before I was married and left home.
Oh. That bathroom get a little cold in the winter?
Right, so, yeah, it was, but, it was good. Most of us, we had 2 bedrooms downstairs
Mm-hmm.
and 2 upstairs. So we slept 3 in a bed,
3 in a bed.
and we had feather beds, wonderful feather beds, to keep warm. But if we would have a bottle of ink, if we had been writing upstairs and had a bottle of ink and left it maybe on the windowsill, it'd be ice in the morning.
Hmm.
I remember that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What about your grandparents? You had grandparents who were around for a while, didn't you?
Well, they lived in Truman, in town. No, that's not right.
I was just reading yesterday. They all came from Germany.
Yes.
All your grandparents.
Yeah,
4
you're
of them.
right. Yes, I was thinking of my aunt and uncle. Yeah, my grandparents lived in Truman, which is a small town, maybe 10 miles from the farm where
Mhm.
we lived. And they weren't part of our lives really,
No.
as I recall.
Wasn't there one who you rode to school with, or?
Oh, that was my uncle.
Oh, that's your uncle.
Emil, who lived on the next farm. And he had this big sort of Buick car. the kids would always say, here comes, let's see, anyway, here comes the taxi to take you to school. So we all climbed into his car. It had a rumble seat in the back, which we used in the summertime.
What's a rumble seat?
Well, an extra seat in. You don't know what a rumble seat is. Well, it's just an extra seat in the back, way in the back that you
Okay.
pull out and
Was it like out in the open air?
yeah.
So it wasn't it didn't have the car roof over it?
No.
You did that in the winter?
No,
No, not in the winter.
No, not in
Okay.
the winter.
Okay. I see
And
that.
I had a sister who giggled a lot,
Yeah.
and Uncle Abel would get so upset with her.
You didn't like her to giggle?
No, he wanted her to, he was driving us to school, we were to be quiet and just ride. And she always had her giggles, which upset him.
I also saw yesterday, I was reading some of the stuff you've written down, that you walked to school to get a bus.
I did. I was the first one in our family to go to high school.
Oh, so this is when you're in high school.
Yeah. And so to catch the bus, I had to walk about a good mile or maybe further to catch that bus. And then later, my destination for picking up the bus was changed, and I had to walk about at least 2 miles to catch that bus every morning. In the
But that's
winter-
pretty cold
In
sometimes.
the winter, it was cold.
Minnesota winter.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Now, and didn't you live in town during your high school years?
for
Or
one part of a year, I lived in town, and it was with a rather wealthy woman, and I worked for my keep. And
So was that unusual for someone like you to do that, and to
Well-
leave your home and stay in town in the winter with a strange person?
well, yeah, in a way it was. There were 2 other high school girls that stayed with
Oh, so there were 3 of you,
in that house.
3 high school girls.
Yeah,
Okay,
Right.
with this wealthy lady.
yeah. But I was the only one who worked for my stay there. And she would serve a lot of kind of fancy dinners. And I would help her like set the table, prepare some of the meals. And that's where I learned how to set a table. The fork goes here and the spoon goes there. And just some etiquette that I knew nothing about coming from the farm. We just sat down at our table, said our prayer, and ate, nothing fancy. And so that was a good learning experience for me. Because when I got married and went out to dinner with Dad, we learned some more of these table manners. You don't sit down before the host is there and comes to the table. You stand behind your chair and wait till he comes or she comes. Then you can sit down. All of these things I learned, which came in really handy in my life later.
I want to go back to when you were littler again in the summer. What kind of things did you do to play?
Oh, we had a playhouse.
Playhouse?
A little playhouse.
Did someone build for you, or?
Oh, no.
No.
We took sticks or laths. You know what laths are?
Yeah.
When all we could find, and then we would lay out a plan for our playhouse. And we would gather up any old broken dishes or cans or anything, and that we'd use in our playhouse. And another thing we did, we would make mud pies, take dirt and water, mix it up, and then in the ditch there would be these red roses So we would pick red roses and take the petals and put them on top of our red mud pies. It was just great.
What about the milkweed pods?
Oh yes, the milkweed pods. We would take those and take the inside, the air of it, and we would empty the pods. Take this air from the pod.
The seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put those inside the pod, and then put a little something or other for a doll, a baby, in this little cocoon made from the milkweed pods.
And those are your toys, right?
Yes, right.
But
So that took up hours of time.
What about Christmas or Thanksgiving or Easter? Were there presents under the tree or?
There were presents. I just can't remember any presents. We all got a new dress that my aunt made for all of us.
Oh, she was busy.
Yeah, for every picnic, school picnic that there was,
Yeah.
we would get a new dress that she would make for us. Mine was blue, and my sister's, smaller sister's, was red all the time. And one summer, I went to live with my Aunt Emma, who lived quite some distance from us. And my cousin also lived there, and we stayed there the entire summer. And they had a little kitchen for kids to play in upstairs. And we spent the entire summer there playing house, keeping house in that room. That was great. Then when it was time for school to start, I went home, of course.
Yeah.
But when my mother died, my youngest sister was not quite a year old, and she had Down syndrome. And so she stayed with an aunt until she was almost 2 years old. And Dorothy, my younger sister, stayed with another aunt for quite some time. And so our family really took care of all of us for a long time. So
Any other memories of Thanksgiving or?
Oh yeah, we always, for Thanksgiving, we would have duck. And we had a flock of ducks. And my sister, they were sort of my sisters. And she had named them all after baseball players. But when Thanksgiving came, we would have to have one of those for our dinner.
One of her ducks.
One of her ducks.
Oh. Traumatic experience on the farm. Huh?
Right, which was some experience, yeah. But we always had a big dinner on those days.
How could one duck feed all of you?
Well, I don't know. It was all portioned out, I'm sure. But anyway.
Did you have pies?
We did it, yes, we did have pie. And we had homemade bread. Esther, my oldest sister especially, would make bread, mix it up into the dough, and then put it up above the stove to keep warm overnight, and then in the morning take it out of the pan and put it into the pans, So we always had baked bread.
Right.
Sunday was a chicken day. We would have chicken for dinner because we always had our own chickens.
Yeah.
So
Every Sunday you'd have chicken.
Yeah.
The mashed potatoes and gravy.
I imagine it was.
That's what I remember when
remember
we used
that.
to visit from the farm.
Right.
All right. Well, let's talk about Dad for a little bit.
Okay.
So my dad passed away about 2 years ago, September 28th, 2023. so he's not around to defend himself.
That's right.
So, what would you like to share, reminisce about him, or things you did? And
Well, he was never there very much for us.
no, your husband,
Oh,
Herman.
oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were talking
No,
about
no, he's we already went this.
We're
This
done
is
with
this is
that.
my dad, Herman,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was married to Mom.
Okay. Well, it was always special. I mean, his house for Christmas was always a bigger thing because his dad was a pastor, and so, you know, their life revolved around their church and school. And Herman was very close to his dad, and I went out there one year for Christmas. He lived in North Dakota. And I went on this train. I had never been on a train. I got on the train. There was no one else on it. I got on in St. James and traveled to North Dakota. And during that day, they had they were having this tremendous snowstorm. And they had to come up, I don't know how many miles, about 20 miles or more, to pick me up from the train station. And so they traveled that distance to come get me. And by morning, all of the roads were closed and had been closed for probably a week or more. There was snow like.
So how'd you get from the train to the home
They made it home before
before the snow
yeah,
shut things down?
yeah. So that was an experience.
Mm-hmm.
I could just see that I had never seen a black person before, and he would.
This is on the train.
Yeah, on the train. The porter would walk back and forth through the
The
sections,
car, yeah.
shouting, you know, where the next stop would be. There was nobody else on
Did that kind of
train.
bother you then a little bit?
Oh, yeah. It did.
Yeah.
Because there just was no one else. I guess everyone else knew about the storm that was coming up or would be there, and it didn't get on the train. Oh my goodness.
Okay, then back to Dad now. So, how would you say he changed your life, or anything like that? Or the two of you, you know, went from basically farm life to education and.
Oh, yes. It's just really beyond measure, actually. I met Herman at his cousin's party. They had a party like all the farmers did. They got together, and the kids decided to play hide and go seek, and they decided they would have partners. So there were two other guys. They took the teacher's daughter and the pastor's daughter, who were both very pretty girls. You know, they were the ones, of course, who would be chosen first. Well, Herman and I were the last to be chosen, so we were partners. He said, "Will you be my partner?" And I said, "Yes." So all the years he would say, "Will you be my partner?" And I'd say, "Yes." So that's how we met. And then I was just, I don't know, probably in 8th grade or something like that. He was, of course, a few years older, but we wrote letters through all those years. He went off to school. He would come to South Branch every summer to work for his uncle. And then,
So it was on a farm close to yours.
yeah, right. And then we would meet up again until after 8 years we were married. And never, ever in my dreams would I have thought that my life would become what it became. You know, all these opportunities, the people I met, the places we traveled. It was just beyond measure and
Long ways from South Branch.
long ways from South Branch, and something that I would never have thought that this is what I would experience in my lifetime. It was wonderful.
Some of the places you went to, traveled, were what?
Well, we went to Israel. I suppose that was one of the high points.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Germany. We spent 3 weeks in China. We went to a little country. That was a great trip. I can't think of it.
Costa Rica?
Yes, that was, you know, just the whole country was very pretty and nice. And just other minor places here in the United States that where we traveled. It was, and the people I met, like in the church, that were active and higher up in the church, shall we say, and those experiences. With Walter E. Meyer, we were sort of chaperones for him when he came to visit Concordia St. Paul, and we went out to dinner, and lo and behold, I spilled my water on the table, and you know, he just made light of it and made some funny remark. Those are things like that you remember and don't forget. But yeah, it was a wonderful life.
So since my kids are here, you want to recall any memories about Birch Bay?
Oh, yes. It was, today you would say it was really quite primitive, but it was a beautiful lake. And just to watch the sun going down into the water, you know, it disappears in the lake. That was so beautiful. And the loons, oh, I would love to hear the loons again. They were so special. And then the kids would take the Cheerios and throw them off of the dock for the fish to come up and grab the fish. Things like that. And we played, what was it, bingo at night?
I don't remember. I just remember we had schnapps after every round with the winner.
It was a wonderful time. Yes.
Birch Bay is a little lake up by Brainerd, Minnesota, that we went to every summer for a number of years. And
Yeah.
Mom and Dad hosted all of us.
Right. That was great.
Well, what have we missed? What else would you like to share?
Well, just that my life has been so good, and I have been so blessed, just blessed beyond measure.
Yeah. Any advice for us at 97?
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't that what they always ask people? They, how do you get to be 97? What's your secret? All right.
You just live one day at a time and find something good. There's something good in every day somewhere. You know.
Anybody else have any questions? We have a couple people watching here today. No? Well, Mom, thanks for doing this. I know that you weren't real comfortable and you did this a little reluctantly,
Yes, I did.
but we appreciate it, and you are a family treasure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's it from Napoleon.
Okay. Where you stop?
Grandma, I have a question. No, you said that you were the first one in your family to attend high school.
Mhm.
How was it decided that you would be the first? Like, were you, like, did you show, more interest or inclination to studies than your siblings, or just kind of logistically it worked for you more than your older siblings, or how did that come to be?
That's a good question. I know that I got a little note from the University of Minnesota telling me that my records, that were very good, and they would be happy for me to attend there.
The university?
And then, let's see, the other thing. Oh, our pastor from our church came and visited Dad and said that I should go on to school.
You must have been a really
So-
great student
Right.
in grade school. Huh?
That's what I'm hearing, right.
How many were in your class in grade school?
I think there were 60.
60.
In grade school?
Not in grade school.
No, in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, in grade school. It was,
Were you the valedictorian or
No.
salutatorian?
no, I was part of the top 10, but I was,
Yeah.
we had two guys. They were such brains. They had the top honors at school.
Well, but you must have kept up with them if you got invited to go to school.
Oh, well.
Logistically, that wasn't easy for you, was it?
Well,
Because you had to figure out how to get there.
I know.
Yeah.
And I would get up to go to meet my bus. Everybody in the house would be sleeping.
Yeah.
So I had to get myself dressed,
Yeah.
get myself out of the house, and get to the corner